Mao. 2 balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. This is one back. Walk the ball. Chris Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel. We are part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network, so thanks for joining us, whether via YouTube or whether via our podcast. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the excuses that I have seen coming out of this Dodgers season. Obviously, the Dodgers lose in the National League Divisional Series. People are frustrated. People are upset. This was the best team in the National League, best team in Major League Baseball, one of the best regular seasons of all time, and yet they go home a lot earlier than expected. Obviously, we knew that the number one scapegoat was going to be Dave Roberts, and there's been plenty of criticism about him. Do they need a new voice? Did he make the wrong decisions? That kind of thing. But today I want to talk about a quote that appeared in a Jack Harris article in the LA Times that I actually think is one of the more ridiculous things I've read. And not because I'm trying to make excuses for the Dodgers, but because this excuse just makes no sense. It was from an anonymous NL scout, and basically what this person said was, quote, "I was shocked at how boring they were, the Dodgers, as a team. It's a very professional team, and it's a very good team, but I'd like to see a little more emotion." Harris goes on, "Other people inside the Dodgers organization have privately wondered similar things, questioning why the Padres seemed like the more determined team during the series' defining sequences." I love how, by the way, it says one rival NL scout who wasn't authorized to speak publicly. I wouldn't put my name on such a ridiculous quote either, because to say that the Dodgers lost to the Padres because they weren't determined enough or because they didn't have enough emotion is crazy to me on a number of levels. Let me start here. Do you remember when Freddie Freeman came over to the Dodgers' first series against the Braves? Do you remember what the criticism of Freddie Freeman was? It was that he was too emotional. It was that he was too emotional about playing the Braves and playing the Padres and crying. He was getting made fun of for crying in a press conference and crying on second base, that kind of thing. He was too emotional. The Padres, they made fun of the Dodgers and were mad at the Dodgers for celebrating too much during the regular season with the Wolf of Wall Street celebration that Trey Turner brought over. Hanser Alberto in the dugout could be seen constantly dancing, constantly laughing, constantly doing ridiculous things. The Dodgers dumping water on guys after they hit home runs. And then if you look at some of the guys on the mound, you're going to tell me Brusdar Graterol is boring? You're going to tell me Alex Vesia is boring? You're going to tell me that some of these guys are boring? It's just a ridiculous, ridiculous statement. And I just don't understand. Like, let me put it this way. I understand when somebody is looking for something to blame, right? It's hard to explain why a 111 team flamed out and went 0 for 19 with runners in scoring position over 2.5 games in the middle of the postseason. I understand that's difficult to process. But to just make up excuses and make up reasons like this are crazy. No wonder this was an anonymous quote. "I was shocked at how boring they were." Yeah, when you win the division by 25 games, maybe it's not going to be as exciting as some other guys. Freddie Freeman is not a fiery, rah-rah guy. Even Mookie Betts, who plays with a lot of emotion, I would argue, based on some of those iconic images we see from him during the World Series runs, celebrating home runs, celebrating catches in right field. But Will Smith, these are guys that are calm. Imagine if the Dodgers went the other way. Imagine if they had a lot of Vesias and a lot of Graterols type players offensively. Do you know what this argument would be? Oh, they're too passionate. They're not even keeled enough. They're not calm enough. They're not calm under pressure, right? Do you see, like, when Will Smith gets a hit in a big spot, everybody says, man, the guy's so calm, cool, and collected. His heart rate never goes up. Justin Turner, heart rate never goes up. And yet when they lose, now it's that they're too boring, that they weren't determined enough. To me, this whole narrative is completely ridiculous. And I understand why people are looking for a reason, but friends, this is not it. It's not because they don't have enough personality. They have plenty of personality. Personality wasn't an issue in winning 111 games. And if you're trying to make an argument that different teams, because more passion is good in October versus less, again, I would make the same argument if this was a very passionate team. I think we'd be having the exact same thing happening in the other direction. We'd be saying, oh, they're too fiery. They're too passionate. They're not even keeled enough. So this is ridiculous. Again, I don't blame this person for not putting their name on it. But to me, I just don't see it. I think the Dodgers had plenty of personality. I think they played with plenty of emotion. I would actually argue they played with the right level of emotion. They never got too high. They never got too low. And guess what? Sometimes the best team doesn't win, and that's what happened in the NLDS. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with the anonymous NL scout? Leave a comment below. Again, my name is Jeff Spiegel. We appreciate you joining us here on DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Spiegel. You can follow Dodger Blue at Dodger Blue 1958 on social media. And of course, right here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. We appreciate you joining us. As always, go Dodgers. And as we're saying this week, go Phillies too.